And behold, guys, welcome to 2019. Here we have the exact same chair I made in that video. Well, parts of the video you just saw. If you want to see that video, I have the link in the description. But now, I think this is the best time because I've had this for a reasonable amount of time. People might wonder, well, did I need to replace anything? Did anything break? Well, my answer is nothing has broken on me with this chair. I've never had to order parts. Everything has lasted. And yeah, this is it. Everything works, you know. To me, it was absolutely, sorry for the in and out of focus because I'm using my phone, but to me this was worth it. It was worth the, at the time, $174 US dollars. And when I took it out of the box, I was actually surprised by the quality, that it was good. I feel like this chair is the same quality as some higher end brands, like I mentioned if you've seen my original video. So there's another company called AK Racing, I believe, and that's a brand that I've actually tested in a store I sat in, and this chair felt the same quality, you know, at least when it comes to the synthetic leather and just the firmness and sturdiness. It felt the same as that brand, and that brand, the model I sat in at that time was $300. But of course, since this is a lower end chair, there's some parts that I would say aren't as good as ones that are more expensive, like these armrests. Well, these armrests are fair quality, but they just go up and down, and they never failed me. So after 2 years, they work. They do what they're supposed to. See? They lock in place. So that's definitely an area where I think some people might be curious about. So mine has lasted. They've always been like this, squiggly. So this one works too. I mean, yeah. So I will say the downside is they don't turn, swivel, you know, and hold. And for some of you who are wondering, why would you need that? Well, when you sit down on a computer and rest your elbows, you could rest your whole arm. You know, this will go along with your forearm. Instead of here, you kind of have to, well, sit awkwardly if you actually want to use these. So I don't always use them. And now let's talk about something that I don't have. I don't have a footrest. I have read reviews on people with that footrest, and I read a lot of people having theirs break on them, and that's why I never ordered one with one. So I think that's probably the super low end part when it comes to these cheaper chairs, is if you get a leg rest, they're not really good quality. So that's why I never got one. Since we're at the bottom, there's all my 4 wheels. I never had to replace wheels. Nothing snapped. My razor here, sorry for my lingo, but mine has never gone out. So I know a lot of people's, they pretty much don't last and they have to get another one. Is it, the technical phrase is airlift or gas lift? Mine's normal. It slowly goes down over time, which is what they all do but it's never just gone down on me when I didn't want it to. So this is what I think is cool about this company, is this type of thing here. Well, is on a chair under 200. Well, at the time, I don't know, it came with this, and this actually, it works. It does what it's supposed to. But I never used it much, and So I couldn't tell you if this would have crapped out on me, because I seriously I haven't even used it at all this year. So, but I do know that it's legit. And if you're wondering about the sides here, I never put the plastic piece on here. I just didn't care. But on this area, I believe I did. And this hasn't ever broken on me. Also, this still works. So this is an area I would like to talk about, since there's a lot of things that can break when you use a lever and all the springs in here. Mine has worked fine, but I also do not recline my chair that often. So, I mean, I can show you guys that it works. So, less than $200 chair, still going strong. It could still hold my weight when I lean back. And let's talk about the straps here. So when I first got this chair, I saw the stress point here. You know, this is the stitching right here. And I always thought this might go out. But it's held on. That hasn't snapped on me. So all the elastic is pretty good. You know, this stuff hasn't ripped. The cushion is fine. This pillow's good. So all this stuff here is pretty good quality. I think it's equal to the higher end brands. But here's my thing with owning this, is I feel like there's a lot of the same parts used. You know, it literally is the same quality. You know, nothing's busted, no seams have ripped open. Nothing back here has gone out of whack or nothing. Alright, so just to show you the screws on the bottom. So nothing has snapped or cracked. I know it's possible that some people have the wooden base break on them, but I've never read that on this particular model. I just know that some chairs in general, you know, that's just something that goes out. And all these screws are pretty good, because sometimes I just rest my elbow on a single elbow rest, armrest, and this is sturdy. The pattern is good. Nothing, it hasn't cracked or gotten loose. But sometimes, here's advice for people, always check your screws. See, this one's kind of loose, because you'll screw up the threads if you just let it wiggle around. And check it every other month. And let's just talk about the padding, the cushion. When I first bought this, I thought, like, wow, the cushion, like, kind of sucks, you know, like it's too soft. I thought, man, this is gonna go out way too quick. But it's been good. It's actually stayed the same. Like, so I haven't been bothered by it. As you can see here, you see this? It's still got a nice firmness. So, A+ on there. Here, nothing. This is still cushiony. And that's a good thing, because there's metal in the design to make this shape. Which is, if you're wider, you know, if you're a bigger person, you know, you're heavier, you're gonna notice these rubbing against the side of your legs. So just know that. So that's why it's good that these have stayed cushiony. Now the thing that is a testament to time is the back pillow here. This is still firm. This has not gone down at all for me. And you might have noticed this during my review, but this here, right here, this is the only where these cracks. That's it. That's about it. Of course, it's kind of, see, going up here, which this is not a surprise to me. One, it's synthetic leather, so this is literally just like some weird, I don't know, you would call it paint of some sort, but it's lasted pretty well. It held up well. How many of you had like a super cheap office chair that you probably bought at Walmart or some office place? Every one of those I ever owned, the synthetic leather would just crack here and just peel, especially the back too. But as you can see here, look, not a single crack. Nothing. Just in the area where it creases all the time, where your legs push down, like here, you can see that. That's it. But here, this has been like amazing. That still blows my mind, because this was the first part that I thought would go out. Like, I'm like, this is gonna rip, man. After 2 years, or when 2 years hits, I'm like, this is gonna look ugly. It's gonna peel because it's not real leather. And behold, it's perfect. It's durable. It can withstand those sweaty days, you know, the hot summer sweaty days, or hot, I don't know. It's definitely absolutely water resistant, liquid resistant. I mean, let's look at areas like this, the side bolstering in general. This is where your body is constantly rubbing. As you can see, it has not cracked here. You would think these would rub, these would start tearing up here. But that's how you know this is actually a legitimately good synthetic leather. You know, sometimes you'll read descriptions on products and they'll talk about like, ooh, we use a super high-end nice, and you're like, yeah, right. But Ficmax, I believe they wrote about their leather, synthetic leather, being really good, and it is. I give them an A+ for this. I believe this chair will go on for a few more years, easily. Maybe 2 more good years before this starts peeling and cracking. But I probably still won't replace it at that point, because overall it's just a solid chair and no one's gonna see this anyways. So I thought it was well worth the price. All the things that I complained about originally, like this not being even, it was kind of crooked, the cushion, it kind of just like fixed itself from me sitting on it, or it pretty much did. So I never really noticed the... So when I first bought this chair, the cushion was like this, if you guys don't understand. So eventually over time it's kind of... And as you can see here, how this end is shorter than this end. So it's not a perfect chair, see that? But that didn't really bother me either over time. Like, the only thing is, I'll say, is if these are both even here, it's easier for the legs, because this one really, like, you know, see? But this side, it's kind of like you can hang your leg over. So other than that, this whole thing has been great. It's great quality. When you actually open it and touch it, trust me, it won't, it's not a piece of junk. It's pretty good. Also, the company that makes this, they're very responsive. They'll message you right away. You know, something breaks, or, you know, some didn't come with the box, the packaging. They will reply really quickly, or they'll, you know, they're not gonna, like, you know, some companies, people will write about how they weren't even gotten to until like a month later, weeks past, but Ficmax does a pretty good job of replying. And I'll go back to quality. I mean, look at the embroidering. It's just, it's very nice. You know, it doesn't seem like, it's not cheap by any means. So even back here, it's only slightly worn from the, you know, aberration of this rubbing against here. See, there's just some paint coming off from there. But, I mean, this is an area that most people won't see anyways, so. Also, this here, this has been nice. So, yes, I would recommend this chair. For anyone who's new, and you're like, is it worth getting something that's on the cheaper end? That's cheaper, you know, than the DX Racers, AK Racing, and all those other crazy brands that have some of their chairs are over $500, I would recommend it. But also, don't always expect things to be perfect, you know. Don't expect for something not to fail. That's what you have to expect with stuff that you pay less for, you know. So I never expected a lot out of this. And I'll repeat myself, if you get one and something's missing or broken, this company is quick to respond. They'll get on you. They'll get to you fast. So there it is, guys. 2019, the Ficmax gaming chair. And so anyways, guys, I'm gonna wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. And as you could see by my name, I'm called K-pop and I don't stop, because I'm pretty much a K-pop related channel. I'm not dominantly a product review channel. I do have a section, of course, obviously, but I'm just letting you know, if you decide to subscribe to me and you just see a massive flood of K-pop video related uploads, you know, that's because that's what I do. So anyways, peace out, guys. Have a good day, night, morning, evening, wherever you are around the world.
복숭아 툭툭툭 트로피카나 복숭아 툭툭툭 트로피카나 복숭아 툭툭툭 복숭아 툭툭툭 트로피카나 복숭아 툭툭툭 트로피카나 복숭아 툭툭툭